Hi guys, Jake and MJ back again for more live reactions to Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. Chomp, 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 chomp. Alright. So, we, as many of you joined us for the live reactions on Saturday, Power Rangers is back. So, thank you to everyone who joined us for the chat on Saturday.
We'll get the encoder set up for next week.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. We gotta figure that out.
So that we don't have to stream off the phone and both be like looking down here.
Yeah, we gotta figure out what we're doing for Saturday. Saturday needs some work for next time. Cause you may have a thing.
Not this upcoming Saturday.
Oh, that's not this Saturday?
That'd be the Saturday after.
That's next Saturday. Okay.
I gave you plenty of time to find
okay.
an alternative co-host.
Yeah, I know. It's a birthday celebration thing, and like
This is
Facebook.
my best friend since childhood.
Well, yeah, I know, but Facebook notified me of like the birthday today, so I'm like, is it this weekend? I thought it was next weekend.
Her party.
Okay.
Is next weekend.
Okay.
The 27th.
Okay. Good.
Today is.
So I'm gonna
17th.
see who might.
Wait, 27th.
Who might be available to join in on that.
27th is a Friday.
Really?
Did she say 27th or did she say 21st?
That's...
She said 21st, so it is this Saturday. I'm an idiot.
You're killing me here. You're killing me. So yes, there might be some issues with this Saturday. We'll work it out. I just wanted to give you guys that heads up. I've also been doing a little bit more filming on 8990 coming up. I'm going to try and keep that rolling.
Yeah, I came home and was surprised by actor.
Yes. It is going to be challenging moving forward, just trying to make sure that I get at least some filming done every week. I have not been finding much time for editing lately because I'm still really getting my feet under me at the new teaching job.
But we're doing goals. We're doing goals. We're doing good on filming
yes.
every Saturday so far.
Yes, and now I just got to find time to actually edit the things that we've been filming, and then we should be good.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just been.
If all else fails, there's always school breaks.
True. I want to get things rolling before though.
That's why I said if all else fails.
But things have been going well at the new job. I am quite enjoying it. I'm not getting as much sleep as I should, but things are progressing very nicely, and I'm feeling a lot more confident about how I'm teaching than I was at the previous job.
Well, you know, you've had 2 years of grad school about how to teach.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, you've always known your subject matter very well.
And it's also just a very, it's a very supportive and collaborative and creative environment.
It's a more academically focused school. The
yes.
other one had
had much more of a sports focus, and I didn't have the same resources as far as...
Yeah, you'd get your stuff deprioritized for sports practice.
Yeah.
You'd be like, wait, I'm missing 6 kids today because you're doing an extra sports practice?
Yeah. And also there was the whole 6 days a week thing that they did.
And that'll just exhaust anyone.
Yeah, but I've actually been keeping pace pretty well here, even with...
You're only doing 5 days a week.
Yes. And that's really makes a huge difference.
Because now you have a whole weekend.
Even if it is, you know, like, even if 2 of the days are half days, the difference between 5 days a week and 6 days a week is massive.
Yeah, because... You know,
even if the amount of time you're spending even if the amount of time that I'm spending at work is functionally the same, it's amazing what a difference it makes.
Yeah, I mean it changes the whole attitude of the day when you have a half a day of work.
Yes.
You don't really have. It's not the same as a weekend where you wake up in the morning and you're like, I have no place to be.
And so yeah, that's what it's been up to on our ends. I'm gonna keep trying to do right by you guys. I want to try and get something out for the big 7th anniversary of Power Reviews coming up.
Yeah. That's a big thing.
We've been blowing through some milestones. So, speaking of 7th things...
How about the 7th episode?
No.
No?
No, it's the 26th episode. 26th. But the name of the 26th episode of Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger is...
The 7th Night. With a K.
Yes.
Knight.
And, ooh, there we go. We got Kanalo. What's he up to?
I don't know.
That actually didn't take 2 tries for me to get it to play this time.
Oh, he sees a pretty lady again.
But he seems...
She's crying.
Oh, okay, that's why he's concerned. Pretty lady's crying. Do we just have a softer focus right now? He's looking for his dad. Bright red body? A tall one what? 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 Is this a pun? Is this a Japanese pun? On mailbox? Okay, so he was just cheering her up with a Japanese mailbox pun. Sure, why not? He knows who Kanalo is. Sure, why not?
I'm the seventh knight.
Apparently. Kaboom! Girato hikaru sodo, chikate bataru rodo. Bow, 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 Momo, retai, kono, sekai, nagate sanai to, kimi tanara sono michi o yugeyo. Tadashiki enbo maru, yushu no akashi, saa, soru o hitotsu ni. どんな時でも逃げないダイナミック大地を鳴らせ鋼の力ギラと光るソド違ってバトルロード夢を一人で見るようになって見るほど強くなる高な後悔などどかと超えてど正義につつやみを立ってKishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger Get a little bit better over time. Each time
we always get a little bit better over time.
Yeah.
And
that one was a pretty good one.
It's a choppy one, but I think we're still progressing better than we did with Loop Bridge.
Yeah. Hey, Nada. The only point that I keep noticing with you is you keep turning Akashi into Akaashi. You keep adding an extra syllable or something in there.
Somebody who could have been red, but isn't red.
Interesting. This is weird. He is a people pleaser. Okay. Nice. That's positive. Seems like something of a nice guy.
I mean, assuming he's legit.
This looks like is it Ammonite?
Yes.
Is that the right term? Ammonite?
Yes.
Okay. For some reason that's a tongue twister for me like that.
Ammonite, the creature which is the inspiration for Omanite in Pokemon.
Right. So this guy's got a bunch of eyes. Is he one of? I wonder if he's based off a Kappa. Or not a Kappa. No, not a Kappa. A Kappa is a specific type of yokai. Yokai. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Kappa is a specific yokai. I was looking for the word yokai.
I mean, a lot of monsters are based on yokai.
Nice. Well, yeah, but not this season. They haven't really been based on yokai this season. They've been based off of plenty of mythological creatures, but not Japanese myth so much. Largely European myth, but a little bit of Chinese myth too.
What was I got based on?
That's a good question.
And what about the keyboard called Faces in the Eyes?
Well, no, that one was based off of yokai. But I'm not sure about IGAT. That's a good question.
But you... Oh no, he's Naruto running!
Nice.
No, not nice! Oh good, he's actually pumping with the other arm. Good. Naruto running is stupid in real life.
He was mostly just holding his sword out as he ran.
That's why I said, oh good, he is pumping with the other arm. What did you just do? Good sir. What just happened?
He just got controlled. Evil code. Ooh, sparky sword.
Don't do that. Don't do that to your sword. That's just bad no matter what kind of a sword you have.
Oh, and he's got the burning soul too. But he's still fighting the Shuridan.
He's not controlled. He's had his personality altered to be a total jerk. But he still knows which side he's on. It's just that he's more than willing to mess up his friends.
Ooh.
Yeah, like that. Exactly. He will gladly mess up his friends. He's still good.
Ooh, away they go.
Seriously, what is wrong with you?
That was very unusual for Ko. He freaked out hard.
Yeah, like I said, it turned him into a jerk.
Okay, so they know each other. He's apparently also the only one from the Ryusoul Tribe who knows how to dress like a normal person. Really? He used to have a berserker rage as a kid? That's strange. Huh. You would not expect that from Ko.
No, you would not. But people do change a lot as they grow.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's why he sent Asuna to keep an eye on him.
Interesting. Asuna's the strongest, apparently, we've established, so.
And for some reason, their masters have them climbing a hill, large rocks attached to their backs.
To get strong. Interesting. He cared about taking care of Asuna.
But that's why they sent. That's why it's the smart thing to send Asuna to keep an eye on him.
Yeah. It's nice to actually get a little bit of
Actual backstory on them.
yeah, and their relationships. We haven't really had anything to establish their relationships as a group.
I didn't even see Kanala.
Yeah, it's true. It's easy to forget about Kanalo. Not a big deal. Hide and seek, no conceal substitute. Yeah, he's not okay. She's trying, but he is not okay. It was a monster spell, dude. It happens. He is very upset.
She really is doing her best.
Yeah, she's trying.
I'm pretty sure somebody else in that same situation might have gotten sucker punched.
I feel like
But instead with her,
I feel like new guy might be helpful here. I feel like new guy might be helpful.
I feel like new guy might be the host of the Minosaur.
That's a good question. Why hide and seek? Nope, it's her.
Oh, it's her.
That makes sense. She wants something.
The desire for kindness.
Zap is zap.
Why is she clutching her stomach, though?
I think it's mostly just being weak from the brain thing.
It's a gesture.
No.
It's,
No, totally no. No, I'm not doing that. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Not a common gesture in the United States, but...
Yeah. How long this guy's been out here? Ko doesn't even really know him. He's probably been in the human world for like 100 years. It's the kindness that comes from caring for someone.
You can learn again.
Kindness is not just a natural trait, you work at it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why Ko was chosen.
This guy's a people pleaser, but being a people pleaser isn't the same as the kindness that comes from caring for others. His kindness is the kind that comes of seeking approval.
That's true.
And there's a difference between being kind to people because you are an incurable people pleaser.
Yeah.
And because you've actively chosen it.
Ryusoul is trying to make a play on where it's not working again. Whoa.
Ah!
That's a, yeah. Why don't you use that more often, dude?
You have a
That's apparently
chessboard
extremely
of
effective.
pain. Why do you even need Minosaurs if you have a chessboard of pain?
There you go. Gotta do that flying kick into action thing. The classic, I have come to my personal realization and so I come to the rescue of my team with an unmore flying kick trope. It's a trope.
This wackadoodle showed up again.
He is quite the wackadoodle. Okay. So, you gotta do the thing now. Kindness comes from having someone you care about. Caring leads to kindness. Care in order to be kind. Which raises some questions about the other guys, but it is a good lesson.
Like I said, it's not necessarily kindness what he's doing.
Right.
People pleasing is different to kindness.
Right.
They're motivated differently.
Right.
I mean, I am entirely guilty of the people pleasing thing.
But you are also a genuinely kind person who actually cares.
Yes, but the behaviors look completely different.
I suppose.
I love that chapter.
It's really shiny. Well, it's being shiny after it all.
Yes.
I don't know why you got rid of it, but okay. Alright, show off your chivalry. Go for it. I like how Kieran kind of looked like he was running towards them, but then just stayed behind. Like, oh yeah, let's go do that. Yeah, you go do that. There we go.
For example, the kindness that comes with people pleasing might cause you to do something to make things easier for somebody when you shouldn't be making things easier for somebody. Whereas the kindness of caring, you know, the difference between saying, I'm going to carry a rock for you, and giving her a hand up the hill.
That's fair.
One of them...
Nice big shot.
One of them has almost subconscious goal of causing people to become dependent on you. And the other one lets them shine.
Alright, time to attack, guys. Speaking of shining, there we go. Boom.
His friends are shining.
Yep. Alright.
Which may be part of why he took off the armor, so that everyone can shine.
Ooh, nice.
Now here's the question.
Whoa, what just happened? He just...
Deflect?
What just happened? Oh, hello.
Geysorg!
Haven't seen you in a while. What's up, dude?
Where have you been?
I don't know. This is actually for most of them, this is our first time seeing him.
Yep.
So I wonder if our new guy is Geysorg.
Could be.
Makes sense. That would definitely fit in with the whole lack of kindness thing. Interesting. Wow, okay. Took his sweet time actually finally showing up in battle, but nice. Okay.
Sayonara.
Oof. Yeah, Toa and Mamba are the only ones who even are aware of him.
優しさを取り戻せたんだな。ベルトの言う通り、アスナのおかげで。違うよ。え？思い出したんだ。アスナが村に来たばかりの頃。アスナは修行についていけなくてよく泣いてた。アスナ、大丈夫だって。アスナならできるよ。
Asuna had a rough time when she started.
メルトはいつもアスナがどうすれば強くなれるのか考えてあげてた。アスナやってみて。もうちょっと大切な仲間として。それまでの俺は周りはみんなライバルだと思ってた。
Melto showed him how to be a friend.
でもメルトのおかげで仲間って言葉を知ったんだ。
a friend to Asuna first.
守りたいと思えるものが見つかった。
That's really nice.
ベルトが俺に教えてくれたんだよ。ほ
I like
う、もう大丈夫。
that was the dynamic between
俺
them.
には
That's really
ベルトだ。
interesting.
アスナが、トアが、バンバが、カナロがいる。もう迷わない。
A little confused.
A little confused?
Yeah, there was a syllable he put after each of their names, but it wasn't an honorific I recognized. And then there was a different one on the end of Kanal. Still not an honorific I recognize.
おかえり。ただいま。化石見つかった。いや、今日はね、すんごい歩いたんだけど、空振りだったんだ
So
よ
let's
ね。
see what
All for squatter.
what's going on here.
誰？
Oh yeah,
あ、
Mr. Tetsui hasn't met this guy before.
お父さん。すごい歩いたんだよ。ものすごいマンポ。
So what did he discover?
ものすごいマンポ。なんであんたがこの地図を？なんだ？これ。
Oh, what, does he have a similar map?
それはこれ俺がやけになって村を飛び出して持っていった地図や。同じ地図？ああ。一箇所お父さんの地図には書かれてな
Oh,
いし。
interesting.
ああ。もしかしてここにはまだ封印を解かれてない騎士連が。
New Dino Knight. Nice. Wonder what's in there.
This guy.
Oh, it looks like a Packy.
Pachycephalosaurus. He's got the thingy on his forehead.
Although he's got the little thing, so I'm not sure.
One of these days I'm gonna learn the lyrics to this song. Do we get the part with Louie this time? The part that we added last time?
Thrilling up the thriller, yeah, da, flailing arms are flailing, thrilling up the thriller, yeah, da, flailing arm are flailing, and oh.
We do not. I'm disappointed.
Sorry.
I wish we would have kept that clip with the...
Little trouble for a... Oh, big trouble for a little dino knight.
Oh my goodness!
It's a baby Packy. Which I find hilarious. Yeah, Packy Garoo? It's a Pachycephalosaurus kangaroo? I don't know why that's a thing, but that's hilarious. Packy Garoo.
So cute, so cute, so cute! Oh, kawaii!
Also, of course, you have a baby Pachycephalosaurus that's also a boxer. Of course you do. Because Alba Ranger totally had that.
Really?
Really. The Cephalozord from Dino Thunder?
Uh-huh.
In Alba Ranger, when they first hatched it, it was little. And it had the boxing thing, too.
Oh, and you know what else? You know what else boxes?
What? Kangaroos. Yes. Which is why they have the kangaroo motif to make it at least a little bit different. But, guys.
I love it.
Guys.
I love it.
I mean, yes, this looks absolutely adorable. At the same time, you keep going back to the wells. Okay, fair enough. So I was just looking it up, and apparently, apparently Eye Guy was based off a Greek mythological creature, from Greek mythology called Argus Panoptes.
A giant with 100 eyes.
Right, which is super cool. But apparently this Minosaur was not based off something from... It's based off a Dodemeki. And I don't know what a Dodemeki is.
No link.
Oh, it is actually based off of a yokai, but not one that I'm familiar with.
Called the Todomeki.
Yeah, well, sometimes called the Todomeki.
Wait, click on Todomeki.
I think this links it to Wikipedia.
Yokai depicted as a human woman, cursed with having long arms covered with hundreds of bird eyes.
Due to their habit of stealing money. Interesting.
Well, okay, I get part of it. It's...
Yeah, it definitely has that aesthetic.
From a sad woman who was wanting things. I don't know why it also looked like an Omanite.
But that's well, a lot of times they do tend to have a cross with some sort of creature. It seems. Or a cross with something. In this case, it happens to be a cross with a creature. But they do often seem to cross with something or another. But I am surprised that this is the first one that we've had based off of Japanese mythology. And we're halfway into the series, and this is the first one we've had off Japanese mythology. That's interesting. I mean, they have been going with...
He's wearing sort of a red and white shirt. I kind of feel like if he was going to be Geysorg, they might have given him a lavender shirt.
I don't. Well,
or even a silver.
Well, the reason that he's got the red is because
he trained under red.
Yeah, but
I feel like we might have gotten a little peek of purple if he was going to be Geysorg.
Maybe.
They're not good at hiding colors.
No, they aren't. But right now, he does seem like the best candidate, specifically because this episode was called The Seventh Night,
and specifically because he knew Bomba's master's advice. And Bomba and him trained in the same village. Which means he probably also met Bomba's master.
It seems pretty likely that this guy's Geysorg.
Does beg the question. Well, it invites the question, because to beg the question doesn't actually mean to beg the question.
Okay, but you're saying?
It invites the question why he's helping them.
Well, we don't know anything about his motivations as of yet, so... Yes.
Well, he just beat them up pretty badly. But prior to that, he definitely stood up to help Kyo get back in the fight.
He helped Toa that one time, and he did help Ko here. Geysorg helped Toa. And here, this guy helped Ko. I think he's interested in having strong opponents. We have established in the past that Geysorg, assuming it works on the same rules as before, seeks out stronger opponents to seek out new hosts.
That's true.
So he may be trying to make them stronger in hopes that one of them could become the new host and maybe free himself.
Possibly.
That seems like a reasonable motivation for a Geysorg character. Assuming that he's working off the same rules as before. That being said, the fact that if he is Geysorg, his ability to demorph raises some questions.
Yes.
I do heavily lean towards him being Geysorg because, among other things, the fact that he's introduced as a member of a Ryusoul Tribe in the same episode where Geysorg finally
turns back up again after being gone
and finally meets him in battle.
Yeah.
Feels like...
Heavy coincidence.
If he isn't Geysorg, he's definitely tied to him in some way. Because I can't think of any other reason that these two would be introduced to the Ryusoulgers at the same time in this way. And it would...
The only thought I can have for a way he might be related to Geysorg but not be Geysorg is if he is the most recent individual to be freed from Geysorg.
Possible.
Which would explain why he's not in the armor right now.
Right.
But if he, was away from places and other things were going on, if that's the case, he might be responsible for whoever's in the armor being in the armor, i.e., for example, if the armor does contain Bomba and Toa's master, it's his fault!
That's not a bad idea. It could be Bomba and Toa's master.
I'm just saying, this is a lot of if. I'm just saying, if he was the last host, then he's got some explaining to do for whoever he got to take his place.
We also don't know if the Geysorg that we saw in this episode is the same Geysorg we saw last time.
Yeah.
He may have just been freed from being Geysorg.
That's another possibility.
There are a lot of possibilities going on right now.
Lots of possibilities. He's related to Geizorg somehow.
Like, this character's introduction, along with Geizorg finally taking center stage, is a very long... These are very long overdue developments, and it's nice to see some story happening, and I hope so hard
I think he
that
took off
this
from
turns
the
into
village
actual story.
a lot longer before everything went to heck, though.
And
I think he's been tooling around out here for a while, which explains why he, much like our friend, the Prime Minister, has figured out how to dress like a normal human being.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I really hope this is the beginning of an actual continuing story and not like one or two things, or like 2 or 3 episodes of, oh yeah, and this interesting development is now just going to peter out super fast, which is what
a thing that happens.
tends to happen.
It happens
with every interesting development so far.
So far, yeah.
The war between the conflict between Ryusoul and Water Tribes just kind of petered out of the plots. Whatever was going, like Shine Raptor, Cosmo Raptor, etc. That just kind of faded away. Tankyo dropped out with not too much fanfare. Gachilius dropped out with not too much fanfare. Things just kind of begin and end just because it's time.
Yep.
That being said, I did really like this new character.
I enjoy him. And I also actually enjoy, like, I was,
He's
first,
genuinely interesting.
I know I was feeling it was, like, way out of character, but were you also feeling it was, like, way out of character for them to be all like, yeah, Ko is a total violent streak, but then they actually made it, like, make sense.
Yeah, they made it work.
Because,
this
he
episode
was a kid, and kids learn, and it's kind of cool to realize that Ko is as kind and as chill as he is because of Melto and Asuna.
Yeah, and it's because of friendship, and I think that
That
informs his character's constant search for friendship.
That's what I was going to say. That is
Very
why he's
well.
so obsessed with, let's be friends!
It's an important grounding mechanism for him, and I think that's really nice. Like,
Yeah.
this episode was a strong episode. We haven't had too many strong episodes of this show.
I can't really come up with any major plot weaknesses or blatant stupidity here at all. This was definitely a strong showing.
Now note, the part of it is because there were a number of mysteries as part of this episode.
Presented and not yet.
And it's very possible that these mysteries could
totally bomb out and have really stupid answers.
We don't know yet what the motivation is for the creation of the Minosaur, really. We don't know what the deal is with the host. And we don't know what's going on with Geizorg or this new character per se.
But
it could go really bad.
What
it could
we
go
have
really
seen
stupid.
of this episode,
but this
itself
episode in and of itself was very strong.
Was very strong.
We got some really sorely needed backstory and character development for the core 3 Ryusoulgers. This new character has interesting dynamics.
I hope that we're going to get to use those baby Ryusoulger flashbacks a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, they've cast some kids. They may as well do a few more flashbacks like that. Just
But
some other cool stories in their upbringing.
I really like that, what is his name? It's Chika Sudo?
Hmm?
I believe. I really like that, no, not Chika Sudo. Nada. Chika Sudo was the, Nada, that's his name. Okay. That's right.
Which
that's
means
right. Nada.
nothing in Spanish.
Yeah.
Which, by the way...
Feels indicative of something, doesn't it?
Yes, because, and only because, this show keeps borrowing from Portuguese, in which I would not be remotely surprised if Nada also means
I was trying to remember his name, because it was mentioned once briefly towards the beginning, and so I'd forgotten it. But Nada. Nada is really interesting right now.
Nothing.
He's got a good personality. I like his people pleaser nature, his desire to help out. While there's still being an air of mystery to him, like, is he really there to help out? We don't really know, but he seems genuine.
I mean, he's definitely got some people-pleasing things, but he's also got a serious case of brown nose.
Yeah.
He's not doing it. There's a lack of purity of motivation.
Yes. Which makes him all the more interesting, because you want to know, okay, what is his motivation right now? The fact that he has a connection
obviously, when he was, making rice balls for
Master
Red, his motivation was become Red.
Yeah. So it's
what's his motivation now?
So the question is,
what does he want to get out of the Ryusoulgers?
Is it just that he really wants to be a Ryusoulger and he's willing to help out because he knows he can't be one, but he still wants to help out in his own way? Did he want to just become a Ryusoulger to save people? Like, what was his motivation? We know he doesn't have that same kindness as Ko.
Does he feel like if he hangs around them and makes himself useful enough that if one of them falls in battle, he'll get to take up their mantle?
Yeah, is he being an opportunist? Is he trying to make up for past failure? He's got some potentially complex motivations.
I was honestly expecting him to maybe try and stand up and say, well, if you don't think you're equipped to be Red, I'll do it.
Yeah, but instead he just reinforced who Ko is.
So I don't think he's intending to deliberately remove one of them.
Right.
But he may very well be positioning himself as a successor.
Yeah. He has a history with Bamba as well, which also makes it interesting.
And the way Bamba asked him, what are you doing here, suggests that
he's done some stuff.
Yeah.
So the fact that he has relationships to, both sides of the core Ryusoulgers is very interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel like he could drive some major plot here and make for a very interesting character. And this is the sort of development that I would have, again, liked to have seen much earlier.
Yes. Where was this before?
But you know what? We are at around the halfway point in the series, so hopefully this is that turning point. Maybe.
Yeah, because a lot of the times about halfway through a given Sentai series, you'll start seeing some major game changers push the plot in a direction you may not have expected.
Now, that being...
So, in this case, if it could push the plot into being good, that would be unexpected.
Now, that being said, the episode after we firmly established... we established... So, the episode after we established that Mr. Tetsui was Seto, we then tied everything up in a bow, and then the next time he appeared was the next episode where it was a clip show about a sad Ryusoul. So, they could totally screw this up.
It wasn't a sad Ryusoul. It was a dead Ryusoul.
Oh, there was also the sad Ryusoul. The Wish Ryusoul was sad.
Oh, right. I forgot about the Wish Soul.
Yeah.
Also, flume noodles.
Yeah. And from the looks of it, just like that one went from, big change up with Ui's dad being possessed by an ancient spirit, following that up with a, cute little clip show. It looks like the focus of the next episode is going to be the Packy-Roo.
And it's going to be silly.
Packy-Garoo. So that's going to be... We're diverging into cute and silly. But it does look like a nice cute and silly. Oh, both the cats are asleep and they're adorable.
Yes, but the way Oliver's splayed out is double adorable right now.
He's just laid out on the couch, like, with both his arms out. It's very cute. And yes, the Packy-Garoo looks adorable, and I'm sure that's going to be a lot of fun. I hope
I'd rather have the Packy-Garoo being silly than another clip show.
Well, yeah.
Although I will say, it wasn't a bad way to do a clip show.
And I'm not against cute, silly standalone episodes. I just...
It was really pushing home the gotta collect them all, but it was still an interesting way of doing a clip show.
And in truth, the cute, goofy standalone episodes have been probably the best that Ryusoulger's done for the most part. Usually they'll have this weird mishmash of almost serialized, but not really, and this standalone thing, but it doesn't really make any sense. They have a lot of nonsensical plot elements, usually, and when they just focus in on something that's cute and silly, they're usually okay. So I do have that hope for next week. This was just very nicely done. For Ryusoulger.
This had me with it from beginning to end, and at no point was I doing one of these.
Yeah, there was no, like, genuinely what's going on here moments. Like, every character, all the characters' behaviors felt natural.
Everybody was doing stuff you'd expect them to be doing, even if you didn't expect it initially. Say, for example, Ko being a violent child.
Yeah.
They still made it work.
Yeah, that was really unexpected. That they actually...
so unexpected that I was like, oh, golly, we're going off character here now. Wait.
And then it informed the character, and
yes.
that was really nice. I was not expecting that, because
that was a major bait and switch. I was totally expecting them to just forget about characterization again.
We saw Ko rage out at Tank Joe in the past. And it felt unnatural. Like, I understood the intent that it was his motivation was grief over the loss of his master, but it was like, okay, but you haven't been behaving this way for the last 5 episodes, and then all of a sudden now you're raging at him, and it felt very jarring. And
he's got a little bit of the Bruce Banner.
But in this case, it actually worked, because it was rooted in how he became who he is.
And also, apparently, the monster has the ability to steal your kindness.
Yes, and
which
that
causes him to revert to earlier behaviors.
That was pretty
from childhood.
Great. Because at first it seemed like it was just standard mind control, but it was actually just an unfiltered rage that had previously been largely suppressed.
This episode contains scenes of graphic violence. Viewer discretion is advised.
Just a little bit.
Was this really more graphic than they usually get?
I don't know.
I feel like it was.
I don't know. I didn't really feel like it was either, but yeah, that was really that was a good episode.
I guess they're referring to Ko's rage out.
That's what I imagine.
When he was yelling, "Die!"
I actually want to check on something. If this was. Yeah, this was the same writer that we've been having all season. So I was like, did we have a different writer this week? And it's like, no, this writer, maybe they're just finally coming into their own on this show. Or hopefully. Fingers crossed. I want to see more good characterization like this.
Knocking on wood. Actual wood.
More good characterization. Please. Also,
not superstitious, but...
developments, like having Geizorg do literally anything. He actually did something this week. That was nice. This is only in his 4th appearance in the actual show.
I know. It's great.
Like, the first time was, I was the one who released Demon Volcano. And then it was, hi, Prime Minister Lady. And then it was Toa's master thing.
Actually, I believe it was, if you just wanted to die, I could have done that for you without you creating a freaking Minosaur that is destroying the world. What is wrong with you?
It's very strange. I don't know what was up with that.
I highly agreed with Geizorg in that particular situation.
Please give us more Geizorg. He is currently the most intriguing element of the series.
Yes.
But Nada has come in with a strong showing in his first appearance.
He really has.
So I want to see more of this character and what his deal is.
Especially the name means nothing in Spanish and almost certainly Portuguese as well.
Yeah.
In a show that keeps borrowing from Portuguese.
I really want the answers to the questions that I have about Nada to be interesting. Like, I don't need a big rush. I want more about him. I don't need a big rush to wrap up my questions about him. And I don't want them to have easy answers.
Keep tantalizing us.
Yes. Like, don't just forget about things, as tends to happen with some mysteries.
But don't wrap it all up in a nice bow next episode either.
Yeah. We want to balance.
Draw this out.
So far, this show has not had a very good balance of drawing out mysteries and resolving mysteries. The mysteries that they draw out just barely even get acknowledged, to the point where there's no real anticipation, and the mysteries that get resolved in a very quick anticlimactic manner and aren't satisfying in that regard. So there's either the lack of we lose the anticipation element, or we lose the satisfaction element. Let's get both of those, please. Let's have this be a good mystery character. And you know what? Even if he's ends up not being a good mystery character, please just let him continue to be a good character, because he was very likable this week.
Yes, he was.
I've been praising him.
He's been awesome.
For like the past 20 minutes. And I think this is probably a good point to wrap it up.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they focused on character this week instead of just the shiny battles, and it actually worked for them.
Paid off.
So this was
so well.
This was good, and it gave us a good tease going into next week. So fingers crossed that Ryusoulger is finally finding its feet. Maybe.
Yes.
You can't really gauge that off a single episode at a time, but we have been having on and off some decent episodes lately.
We've had a pretty good, and I wouldn't say a run of them, but I'd say there's been a higher percentage of good episodes over the last few than over the first half.
Yeah, like, we have been having things like, we had Shine Raptor and...
the business with the dead people was actually pretty...
The intro of Cosmo Raptor had an interesting start that then flickered out, and then it was followed by the cute clip show, which was cute, and then we had Love Karate Dojo, which was cute, even if it had... Love Karate Dojo and Dancing Kyrian were both cute, even if they had some, like, but why elements?
Right.
They just weren't as heavily but why elements as in the past. So let's keep up this run of cute and tracks well, and especially in this one, the deeper character development and compelling mystery, please. So yeah, let's hope for that for next time. And again, don't forget to join us on Saturday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. We may be having some sort of change-ups, because you may or may not be here.
But you may have an alternative host.
I'll see if I can get an alternative co-host if you're not able to make it. And I'll see if I can get the stream going a little bit more smoothly.
Yes.
Because
that's something we can play around with beforehand.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and play around with beforehand. So we'll try and make that work. But until then, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you. Call that a Kishiryu? This is a Kishiryu.